respect, guys. There's too much peanut gallery.
That's not what his father said. His father did not say that.
Can we please let me respond?
So you believe?
Hey,
you believe?
I'm having a conversation between you and I. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Austin Metcalf is no longer Austin Metcalf. He is a symbol. He is a symbol of young white people being predatorized and victimized every single day, living in fear. He is living in fear. Our people in this country are living in fear. Austin Metcalf is no longer just his son.
Jeff, hold on, Jeff. Do me one favor, because there seems to be an issue that you're okay with Austin's name being plastered with this particular movement. Now, I've already addressed that. So now I want you to say one more time that do you agree with your son's name and face being attached to this movement?
Hey, Jeff Metcalf, this is Jake Lang here. I wanted to talk to you and not be led into a question. This is an illegal argument. This is called leading.
Do you agree with your son?
Can I have a conversation with you?
No, because you could have called him before that. You could have called him out of respect.
I've been reaching out. I'm one of the biggest figures in America.
Jeff,
Nobody's ever
I've given your
texted me
message.
from-
I've given you your message, and here's the
all
response.
family members, everybody I could find.
I've given you your message, and here's the response.
You've not given my message. You've given your message.
What he said was this. What he said was this. He said that you, as a father, should be on the bus with him, delivering the message that he's delivering. Unfortunately, he's not a father, and the gentleman with us is not a father. Maybe they don't understand what loss is. But at the end of the day, I've given your message, and they thought that it wasn't your message.
Let me have 1 minute of my message
Call
to Jeff
him.
Metcalf.
Call him.
Okay, what's his number?
He's on the phone right now.
So Jeff, do you, huh?
This is not a good faith discussion.
Okay, hold on. Here's Jeff. Hold on. So Jeff, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here. Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you have chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
My son, let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
Here, you are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem. You've been submitted.
Hold on, hey, Jeff.
You've been submitted.
I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir.
You're not gonna make
If
us
we were
back
all,
down.
if we were all of your nature,
Guys, listen.
You're
Let me
not
say
gonna
this.
save
what a
us.
weak
No,
man.
Do you know who you're talking to?
You
don't, do you?
I'm talking to a black man.
You don't. No, you're not.
Okay.
You sit here, you talk about Trump.
But I am. You're not
Google
gonna
my
make me
name
back
and
down.
Trump. No. When you do that, my name is Bruce.
I agree with black males
No,
winning,
Google that.
but they're not winning right now.
You're doing,
they're becoming
but
degenerates.
what you're doing
and murdering white people.
You're not helping America. You're no more patriotic than I am. No way.
Silent is
Where
not
were you on
helping.
January
You've been
6th?
silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you on January 6th?
just
You've been
said that
silent.
about
It's only
patriots.
gotten
Where
worse.
Where were you? Did you stand for your country
So you
when they
think that
stole
made
our
you
vote?
patriot because you showed up there? Does that
tyranny-
make you a patriot?
Joe
What's your
Biden,
solution?
Joe
showed
Biden
up?
is a
All you're doing is
pedophile.
condemning us. What's your
My
solution?
solution is to help people where they're weak. So we have an issue in young black males' lives across the country.
It's not
It
what-
doesn't
Say that
matter.
to Jeff
Nothing's
Metcalf.
changed. It's
Say that
getting
to
worse.
Jeff Metcalf.
We talk about it, man.
Say it.
At the end of the day,
So
the
then
man
what
is
is his-
asking. So let me ask you this: you got a father who's grieving, And your response is he's weak.
My father is celebrating my strength right now.
You have no idea. You'll never win the Senate. And what I'll do, I'll come to Florida and run for Senate and run as a Republican, and I'll kick your butt.
No, you lose, bro.
You need 2 years of presidency in Florida.
Because this behavior is why we're in the situation where we are.
No.
We get these. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, at the end of the day, he's asked you what to do and what not to do.
Listen,
you have a right to do it
no
or not
longer
do it.
You can say not talk about Austin Metcalf, but we're going to continue
know
this
Austin.
movement.
I love somebody
You
enough
love
to
the
be
thought
strong
of using Austin for T-shirts, for propaganda, and to get out here and talk about
You
who
want to
you
shut
are.
down a
I'm
white
not
man
raising
right now.
money.
That's what
I'll
you're trying
shut
to
you
do.
down,
You're not shutting me
I'm not
down.
raising money like
Because
Carmelo
I got
Anthony.
family.
I'm not raising money like
put down
Carmelo
anymore.
Anthony.
No, bro, you stop.
finances
You came here to try to shut him down.
No, I
That's
came
what
in to
this
give him a
is.
message from a father.
And listen,
but I realize
Nah,
that's
bro.
not his deal.
Let's be
message-
honest. You're a black man. You're trying to shut him down.
I'm an American first.
No, man. You don't
I'm an
really think that.
American. No,
I am. You're
I'm an
not.
American.
I am.
That's
You're
what I
not.
am.
That's why I'm here. You
No,
want
is
to
that it?
silence him.
No,
You want to
I'm an
shame him.
American that
I've seen it
says
happen
this
over and
foolishness
over.
here
It's not
doesn't work.
foolishness.
That's what
You've
it
done
is.
nothing. You have not worked on
haven't.
anything. It's not changed nothing. We're here to try something different to stop this.
So what's
bro.
the difference?
The difference is we're actually coming out here with courage.
Saying what?
And you just want to silence
what?
people.
No.
Saying that white people can't be put down
Look,
anymore.
I
White people
listened to
cannot
you.
be silenced
I listened
anymore
to you
like
for
this.
2 hours.
Yeah.
It wasn't substantive.
And you were raging. It
you
was.
had more people
You
paying
were
attention
raging.
to the
What
foolishness.
substance is it then? There's no reason.
100%. See, this is my organization. I see it. And I travel across the country to reduce violence in black communities.
Thank you. I stand with you, sir,
on
on
a regular
that.
basis. But today, I'm here on behalf of the father, Jeff Metcalf.
Okay.
And what he's asking you is to not use his son's image or likeness in what you're doing. You can do what you do, but that's not what he wants his son tied to.
Okay.
Out of respect for that family.
Now I would ask Jeff Metcalf if he would be bold enough to act like a father of a deceased young man that was murdered instead of being somebody suppressed, worried that he's going to spark the next race riots or some type of thing. He needs to stand for righteousness, not for the consequences of righteous actions always need to be taken seriously. He needs to be righteous before he is fearful. He is acting out of fear, not out of righteousness. He should have been on the top of the bus today. He should have been standing shoulder to shoulder with me.
Are you a father?
No, I am not.
I'm a father.
Amen.
I'm a father. As a father, there is this thing called grief. So let me tell you what's going on in his house. He's getting swatted. His only other son.
Who is swatting him?
Well,
Which
that's
community?
The thing. No, we don't know the community, but it's happening. That's on the police to find. Secondly, he has a son who's a twin, who his son died in his arms. So that means he needs to navigate that. Then his son, who's his only son, is getting death threats. So as a father, his hands is full. So the last thing he wants to be tied to is having this complex of race. So yes, violence is bad. Young black men are getting killed every day by young black men across this country.
Yes, but I'm not a member of that community. I'm a member of my community. My community is being victimized by the community of violent black.
But here's the problem.
Degenerates.
But here's the problem.
Degenerates.
When you stand up in the name of God, there's one body.
Amen.
And if you're not a part of that body,
I can read statistics. I'm also a pragmatic human being.
So
I understand when there's a problem, it needs to be addressed head on. If you tiptoe around a problem, that's how you get to the end result.
So your
of
biggest
this.
concern is the loss of white life by black people?
No, that's
is that
not
your
my
concern?
big. I have
The
concern.
concern is a repeating pattern. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. And we just
First
can't
of all, my
ignore it
biggest-
any longer. If it
my
stops,
biggest-
we're good.
So I have a
let me
question
answer
for
that
you.
question.
Do you
My
believe
biggest
more
concern-
white people are killed by white people or by black people?
Listen, by strangers, it's 2-1. Every single race in domestic issues, because we live amongst each other and uncles kill uncles and drunk at barbecues and stuff like that, it's always the same amount.
So
And
your
listen,
response is
let
this.
me respond, please. Please let me respond.
Is your response that
I'm
Mr.
saying that
Metcalf needs to get on your bus and tell people
If
that
I was
his
him, I
son
would
was
do
killed,
it.
but he's not you. So what I'm saying
But
is,
I'm telling you,
so what
I'm
saying
somebody
is,
that stands for what I believe in,
your
and I don't
goal-
cower when it's time to stand.
If your desire
It's because
is
of
to
fear.
represent-
My
Let's be honest.
desire
It's
is that
because he's
another
afraid.
Austin Metcalf does not happen next week.
Like,
and if I was his father, I would stand
But you're not.
righteously to say,
But you're
yes,
not.
He's
but I'm
not,
a
but
man.
we all have
of-
common
So
sense.
you're
white
speaking
men.
for his father.
Hold on. We know.
No, I'm speaking for white men in
I'm
this
not
country.
going to
Are you
speak
a
for
father?
white people
Hold on,
in
hold
this
on,
country.
Are you a
Jake,
father?
Hold on one
Are
second.
you a father?
Hold on one second.
Are you a father?
I'm not. But